Clinton community is remembering a 45-year-old mother of three killed in her home. Jasmine Singleton was found shot Monday night. Her sister is heartbroken. Her friends are in shock. And her accused killer is the man she once loved.
Why would you do that to my sister? My only sister, my oldest sister.
Yep, Hines County did that. And I hate that for her family. I hate that. I hate that for her family. Her kids. Beautiful spirit. Pure, beautiful spirit, man. And I just try to warn this girl. Last time I was in her office, Oak Street help. Stop talking to that man. I don't know her situation with dealing with him or whatever. That's not my business. But I know he was doing something to Jasmine because I asked a question one day and I say, do this man be hitting on you? And she looked at me like, yeah, but I can't say nothing because all my coworkers are around. But her eyes never lie.
What is the true cost of a second chance? And who ultimately pays the price? On October 20th, 2025, the life of 45-year-old Jasmine Singleton, a nurse and mother of three, was ended by multiple gunshot wounds in her own home in Clinton, Mississippi. The man accused, her ex-boyfriend Carlton Mack, was a convicted felon who was supposed to be in prison. This isn't just a story about a murder. This is a story about a ledger of violence where the final, fatal entry was written years in advance by a system that failed to add up the warnings. If you're ready to look at the uncomfortable math behind a preventable tragedy, stick with us. And to our incredible true crime unraveled community on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, we see your comments. We read every single one, and we appreciate you more than you know. Please keep them coming. In business, you look at a balance sheet to understand a company's health. In this case, we have to look at the balance sheet of Carlton Mack's history to understand how Jasmine Singleton's murder was possible. On one side, you have his liabilities, a conviction for stabbing a man in the head, multiple domestic violence arrests. On the other side, you have the assets our system provided him, early release from prison, his freedom, and the opportunity to walk into Jasmine's life. The books were never going to balance. Tonight, we're going to audit this case. We're going to look at the line items that were ignored, the warnings that were redacted, and ask the painful question, was Jasmine's death a tragic withdrawal from an account that should have been frozen long ago? To understand the loss, we have to understand what was taken. Jasmine Singleton's ledger was one of light and care. At 45, she was a nurse, a profession built on empathy and healing. She was a mother to three daughters, her entire world. Her sister, Deandra, remembered her as the vibrant background singer in the karaoke of life. Always supportive, always there. Her makeup artist, a friend since high school, spoke of her bright, happy spirit, of the intimacy and trust of holding her face while creating a look for her. This was a woman embedded in her community, a woman who built her life on kindness. But that very kindness, that belief in the good in people, may have been the vulnerability a predator like Mack knew how to exploit. Her ledger was full of deposits of love and friendship, but it was about to be wiped out by a debt of violence she never incurred. Now, let's examine the other ledger. Carlton Mack, 42 years old. His first major documented entry was one of extreme violence, an aggravated assault where he stabbed a man in the head. The court sentenced him to prison, but he was released after serving only a portion of his sentence. The state of Mississippi, in its ledger, marked his debt as paid in full. But the victim of that stabbing saw the future with terrifying clarity. In a raw social media post after Jasmine's murder, he didn't mince words. I blame Hines County. They gave this man 15 years. So they gave this man another chance to hurt somebody. He saw that the ledger was still active. The interest on that initial violence was still accruing. When Mack was released, he wasn't reformed. He was, in the eyes of the system, simply a closed file. He began posting on social media, presenting himself as a man who had made it, showcasing his gold Chevrolet Tahoe, the very vehicle that would later become a key piece of evidence. He was building a new facade, but the foundation was rotten. This is where the two ledgers fatally intersect. Jasmine and Carlton began a relationship, and the pattern, so familiar to experts yet so invisible to those hoping for the best, began to unfold. The control, the jealousy, the isolation. A co-worker of Jasmine's recalled a moment that haunts her. She asked Jasmine, point blank, "Does this man be hitting on you?" She said Jasmine's eyes told the whole story. "Your eyes never lie," she said. Jasmine was living with a fear she tried to compartmentalize. But Jasmine was strong. She did the hardest and most dangerous thing a victim of domestic violence can do. She left. She ended the relationship to protect herself and her children. She recognized the liability he represented. But for an abuser, a breakup isn't an end. It's a provocation. It's an unpaid invoice for control. Mack's behavior escalated. The messages, the surveillance, the unannounced appearances. He was trying to collect on what he felt he was owed. On October 20th, Carlton Mack decided to foreclose. He went to Jasmine's home on Cedar Hill Drive. We may never know if he forced his way in or if she, in a moment of attempted resolution, let him in. But in her kitchen, the heart of her home, he executed his final act of control. He shot her multiple times. This was not a crime of passion in the heat of an argument. This was a deliberate, premeditated act. It was the cashing of a violent check he had written long ago. He then fled in his gold Tahoe, a vehicle witnesses saw, and which surveillance cameras captured. But he didn't run to the hills. He ran to Facebook. His post was a masterpiece of narcissistic justification. "Y'all will never understand. I love you too, Jasmine. Death has done us apart." He was already scripting the narrative, trying to frame a brutal murder as a Shakespearean tragedy. He was closing the ledger in his own mind, declaring the account settled. His arrest 2 days later in Bolton, Mississippi, was anticlimactic. The man capable of such violence offered no resistance when U.S. Marshals finally came to hold him accountable. With Mack in custody, charged with murder, the criminal case seemed straightforward. But the larger case, the case against the system, is where the real questions lie. This is the audit. How does a man convicted of a near-fatal stabbing with a history of domestic violence fall through the cracks? Where were the monitoring systems? The compliance checks? As a convicted felon, he was prohibited from possessing a firearm. How was he able to get one? The warning from his previous victim was a screaming siren, but was anyone listening? Jasmine Singleton did everything our society tells victims to do. She saw the red flags. She left. She sought to create distance. Her community saw it. Her family saw it. But the system, the one entity with the actual power to restrain Mack, treated him as a closed case. It's as if a bank saw a customer with a history of massive fraud and handed him a blank checkbook. The outcome was tragically predictable. Jasmine Singleton's story is a ledger that will never be balanced. Her life, filled with so much potential for love and light, was a race to settle a debt of violence that was not hers. This case forces us to move beyond the simple question of why didn't she leave and ask the more difficult one. Why was he out? How do we, as a society, better manage the ledger for violent offenders? Is it through longer sentences? Or through smarter, more rigorous, and well-funded post-release supervision that takes domestic violence and past acts of brutality with the seriousness they deserve? All right, true crime unraveled community. The comment section is now open for your audit. We read every single comment. Where does the primary failure lie? In the sentencing laws, in the parole board, in the lack of resources for enforcement? What is the one change you believe would have the biggest impact in preventing a tragedy like this from happening again? Your voice is a crucial part of this conversation. If this deep dive into a case that exposes the fatal gaps in our system has resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely helps us reach a wider audience with these critical stories. To follow more investigations that go beyond the headline and into the heart of the matter, Subscribe to True Crime Unraveled on YouTube and follow True Crime Unraveled TV on Facebook and TikTok. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. The truth is more shocking than you can imagine. Until then, thank you for helping us unravel the truth.
First, we have some breaking news. This just moments ago to the newsroom. The search is over for a suspect, a man wanted in connection with a deadly shooting in Clinton. This is 42-year-old Carlton Mack. He had been wanted for questioning in the shooting death of 45-year-old Jasmine Singleton. We were told just minutes ago that U.S. Marshals picked Mack up and arrested him, took him into custody in Bolton. Mack is Singleton's ex-boyfriend, the victim in this case. He had been arrested several times before on domestic violence charges. We will learn, as we learn more details in this case, we'll get them to you. That's all we know at this point, but he is caught. He has been taken into custody now, and investigators certainly will be looking into that to try to see what he can tell them about what they are investigating at this point.
A voice full of light, silenced in the darkness. Only on 16 WAPT, the Clinton community is remembering a 45-year-old mother of three killed in her home. Jasmine Singleton was found shot Monday night. Her sister is heartbroken, her friends are in shock, and her accused killer is the man she once loved. Good evening and thanks for joining us here at 10. I'm Megan West.
And I'm Troy Johnson. As police begin to work their case, Jasmine Singleton's loved ones are demanding justice and sending a message to others trapped in the shadows of domestic violence. Speak up before it's too late. In a story you'll only see here on 16 WAPT, our own Brooklyn Joyner spoke with those who knew and loved her. She joins us live in Clinton tonight with what they shared. Brooklyn.
Troy, Megan, Jasmine's friends and family says that she should still be alive today. They said that they will always remember her kind and caring personality. The vibrant spirit of Jasmine Singleton gone too soon, but will always be remembered by those who loved her.
We did the karaoke, and she was the background singer to me.
Her sister, Deandra, is angry about her sister's murder as she shares memories of the 45-year-old's life.
Why would you do that to my sister? My only sister, my oldest sister.
Singleton was found shot to death on her kitchen floor in Clinton Monday night. Less than a day later, her ex-boyfriend, 42-year-old Carlton Mack, was arrested and charged for her murder.
You know the saying, to death do us part? That's what it was. He was jealous. He didn't want to let her go. So instead, being a man, he was a coward, and he took her away from us.
Deandra said Mack was a violent person, and Singleton broke up with Mack months ago to protect her three children.
She spoke up, but it wasn't enough.
Now Singleton's community is cherishing the memories they had with her, including her makeup artist who she had known since high school.
The whole time I have her face in my hands, and I'm sculpting her eyebrows, creating the look that she wants. She was always a sweet, happy, loving, gentle, bright, happy spirit.
Although Singleton lost her life, Deandra said she is proud of her sister for speaking up against domestic violence and encourages others to continue to do the same.
Everyone has to speak up. When you see these red flags, you have to speak up.
This man me in my head. And the only reason I say I blame Hines County because they gave this man, after he had me in my head, gave this man 15 years. So they gave this man to another chance to hurt somebody. Again, I blame Raymond. I blame Hines County. For real. That man took that girl's life. sweet. Long as I've been knowing Jasmine been the sweetest person. I have nothing to say bad about Jasmine. She always been kind to me. Every time I go up there to her job, she was the one took my blood. You know, every time I went up there, she always smiling, but I know and deep in her heart, she was hurting because I know what type of nigga she was dealing with. I know this for a fact. Nobody can tell me about it. I know this for a fact. So I blame Hines County because that man should have been in jail. For real. That man should have been in jail. Yep. These people gave this man a chance to take somebody's life. He damn near took my life. You know what I'm saying? I have complications every day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still here though. Jasmine is not. And that hurt me. It taking everything in my power not be on here crying. But that's what I want to do. Because Hines County failed Jasmine. For real. Somebody got to pay for this. Sweet woman. Jasmine always been sweet. Always been sweet. This Hines County fault. This Hines County fault. For real. These people let this man come. Lord forgive me. Because these people let this man out of jail to actually kill somebody. Man, we gotta do better, man. Man, I'm in disbelief. Like, I just can't believe this. And I want to talk to the dudes. If you got a hit on a woman, leave alone. You know what I'm saying? I know this from experience, man. If you gotta do all that, man, leave her alone, man. For real. It's so many people in this world you can communicate for as a woman, male, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no use to get mad because this woman want to do this and that. That's the reason I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have my peace to be dealing with a situation because I used to be that situation. And I'm so glad God woke me up and say, look, man, you need to stop doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And he gave me another chance in life after this man in the head. I had to go to therapy. My whole life changed in a blink of an eye. You know, everything changed about me. My talk, my walk, everything changed about me. And I had to deal with it and gone on with my life and try to do this way, and it was, but God, he's good, you know. But my girl, she's not here to endure anything I just said. Like, she's gone, man. This man killed this girl, man. Jasmine, Lord. Oh, Lord Jesus, help me. I just don't understand people. That's the reason I stay away from people, because you never know what's on a person's mind. And these people mind, they mind be everywhere. So for me to stay out, mix all that right there, I'm gonna stay away from everybody. And you know, I'm not mad at nobody, you know what I'm saying? But that's the reason I kind of separate myself from a lot of people, because people, I don't know people intentions, you know what I'm saying, dealing with me. So, and I'm too old to be trying to figure out what's your intentions, and you know, you mess with me, you know. I ain't got time for that, for real. That's the reason I stay to myself, do what I do, you know what I'm saying. But I just don't understand people, man. If you in a relationship and it get that bad, whereas you finna kill or hurt your partner, man, leave her alone, man. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? For real though, man. Like, you have to think. You know, sometimes, you know, things happen. You know what I'm saying? But you can also, you know, prevent from things from happening. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand this, man. I just don't understand. Like, this man killed this girl. Pretty, smart, ain't messed with nobody. But this Raymond fault. This Hines County fault. For real. Because they gave him 25 years, but he just only served 15. And I'm out now. That's sad. That's sad. But it's true. You know, Hines County did that. Yep. Hines County did that. And I hate that for her family. I hate that. I hate that for her family. Her kids. Beautiful spirit. Pure, beautiful spirit, man. And I just try to warn this girl. Last time I was in her office, street help. Stop talking to that man. I don't know her situation with dealing with him or whatever. That's not my business. But I know he was doing something to Jasmine, because I asked a question one day and I say, do this man be hitting on you? And she looked at me like, yeah, but I can't say nothing because all my coworkers are around. But her eyes never lie. Your eyes don't never lie. And when I asked that question to her, and she gave me this look like, damn, I don't know how you know, but you know. Damn. Oh, Lord Jesus. I pray for her family. I pray for her family. Oh, Lord Jesus. They gave this man another chance to walk on this earth, to kill or hurt somebody. Raymond, Hines County, this y'all motherfucker. Yes. That's how I feel. Yes. And I can say, I can get on here and say what the fuck I'm saying because this man stabbed me in the head. Crippled me for life. I know he was gonna kill somebody or hurt somebody else. And that was this Hines County fault. Hines County fucking fault. Beautiful spirit. Jamie had a beautiful spirit. Didn't bother nobody. I'm so mad as hell. Why you kill that girl, man? Motherfucker. Boy, nigga, you just don't know. You killed that goddamn girl. I'm so glad you stopped f***ing with my cousin, nigga. For real. But that shit f***ed up, man. This man kept this girl, man. That's Hines County fault. Cause that man should have been in jail. That's the Hines County fault, man. Cause that man should have been in fucking jail. Man, this man got this lady got 2 kids, I think. Now they gotta grow up with a mama, without a mama, man. And when he should have been in ass jail, man. The only reason I ain't killed that man because I think I have kids. I'm not gonna leave my kids out here like that. Nigga, you just don't know, nigga. I hope they motherfucking catch your motherfucking you, nigga. You ain't had no business with that girl, man, like that. You killed that girl. That's f***ed up, man. Hines County, that's y'all fault, man. That's y'all fault. That's y'all motherfucking fault, man. Cause that motherfucker should have been in jail. Sometimes, you know, when the first time I heard about it this morning, and I said to myself, I should have killed your motherfucking ass when I had a chance. Jasmine should still be in jail, nigga. I mean, alive, nigga. When I seen you that day, when I seen your ass at the day at the motherfucking store, man, I should have killed you then, nigga. I had a chance, nigga. But I always think about my kids. I thought about my kids, nigga, that day. I ain't gonna rob I ain't gonna rob my kids out of daddy with your stupid ass, nigga. You took that fucking girl, man. I hope you suffer, nigga. Suffer, nigga. I hope you kill your motherfucking self. You need to. Cause nigga, you ain't shit, nigga. For real. You ain't nigga. Well, if I ain't had no kids, man, nigga, you'll been dead. I'm talking about been dead. And I can say this shit. Whoever got anything to say about what the fuck I'm saying, fuck you. For real. Cause I'm living this every day. Every day. I have to deal with it every day. Yeah, so that nigga, I hope that nigga, when they catch your, I hope they shoot your motherfucking ass up the same fucking way you did Jasmine, nigga. The same fucking way you did Jasmine. Sorry, man. Niggas don't never think, man. Niggas don't never think. I got stabbed in the head. And I always think, and I pray to God every day, Lord, thank you for keeping me in my right mind, because it's hard to do by myself. That's what I say every morning, man. Lord, please keep me in my right mind, because it's hard to do by myself. For real though.